Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is the 1933 Cleveland Giants Negro National League baseball season. The Negro National League was revived. As you recall, the original Negro National League, founded by Rube Foster, had gone out of business, and then there was the East-West League that was very short-lived. And then in 1933, the Negro National League, the second version, was revived by Gus Greenlee, the owner of the Pittsburgh Crawfords, and this was wonderful. And the Cleveland team, now this was the 8th Negro League team in Cleveland. The Cleveland Giants, they followed the Cleveland Tate Stars, Browns, Elites, Hornets, Tigers, Cubs, and Stars. So the 8th Negro League team in Cleveland. And the Cleveland Giants in 1933 played their home games at the Luna Bowl at Luna Park, and they also played games at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. They had a tough year. They finished in 9th place with a record of 2-14 in league games. The first place team was the Chicago American Giants, who were 40-21, winning percentage of .656. Second place, the Pittsburgh Crawfords were 37-31, a game and a half out of first. Third place, the Homestead Grays, also playing in the Pittsburgh area, were 14-13. Fourth place, the Nashville Elite Giants, 19-20. Fifth place, the Baltimore Sox, 13-18. Sixth place, the Columbus Bluebirds, 16-28. Seventh place, the Indianapolis ABCs/Detroit Stars, 17-30. Eighth place, the Akron Grays, who were 3-7. And in ninth place, the Cleveland Giants, who were 2-14. Actually, the Akron Tyrites combined with the Columbus Bluebirds to form the Cleveland Giants, who only played in the second half of the Negro National League season. Now, I'm reading a fine book. The title is I Was Right on Time by Buck O'Neill with Steve Wolf and David Conrad's 1996. And Buck O'Neill played in the Negro Leagues, and he said this, quote, "It seems like half the teams in black baseball were called the Giants. The reason there were so many Giants teams was that many newspapers across the country refused to print pictures of black people. But there were a lot of excellent black teams around, and they were a big attraction even in predominantly white towns. So Giants became a code word. If you saw a placard in a store window or an advertisement in the newspaper announcing that the River City Giants were coming to town to play the local semi-pro team, you knew right away that the visiting team was a black one. I think everybody in the Negro Leagues was a Giant at least once. I was a Giant 3 times. Now I'm reading another fine book. The title is The Power and the Darkness, The Life of Josh Gibson in the Shadows of the Game by Mark Grabowski, 1996. Now the first East-West All-Star game was played in 1933, and basically the first Negro League All-Star team. It was called the East-West All-Star Game. And the fans voted. 1 million votes were cast for players for this game. William Nunn, the Courier sports editor, talked about the 1 million ballots delivered by black fans. And this was at a time when black Americans, many of them could not vote yet. And he wrote this, quote, "This made me proud that I'm a Negro, and tonight I'm singing a new song." 20,000 fans came to Comiskey Park in Chicago, Illinois, to watch that first East-West All-Star team, Negro League All-Star team. The Pittsburgh Crawfords and the Chicago American Giants, the top two teams, played a doubleheader at League Park in Cleveland on July 27th. The Giants started the season as a semi-pro team. They had a female second baseman, Isabel Baxter, who opened, and they opened, playing on the team, they opened at Hooper Field against the Canton Clowns. They were not yet a league team. In July, Prentice Bird took control of the team, with the assistance of manager Scrappy Dixon. The Columbus Bluebirds left the Negro National League in August, and the Giants took their spot in the league. The Cleveland Giants in 1933 were the first pro Negro League team to play regularly at Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Wow. There was a game, the Pittsburgh Crawfords against the Philadelphia Stars in Cleveland, and 10,000 fans came, the largest crowd for an African-American sporting event in Cleveland in history up till that time. On October 1st at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, the last day of the season, the Pittsburgh Crawfords swept the Nashville Elite Giants in a doubleheader at the stadium here in Cleveland and won the second half title. Very thrilling, very exciting doubleheader. In Game 1, Satchel Paige blew a 2-run ninth-inning lead. And in the 12th inning, Cool Papa Bell hit an inside-the-park home run to win the game 4-3. John Clark was a journalist and the publicity man for the Pittsburgh Crawfords, wrote this, quote, "Team owners will not pay 60 cents or $1 for a scorebook, nor will they pay to have records kept and transmitted of the game played. Their general conduct is more like first-year sandlot promoters than big league owners." So this is one of the reasons we don't have good Negro League statistics today, because of that. They didn't do a good job. Neil Langtot was an author, baseball historian, wrote, quote, "The compilation of accurate standings and statistics was nearly impossible, minimizing fan interest, and the league was almost forgotten by mid-season." 1933, the Negro National League attendance, except for Sunday doubleheaders, was negligible at most games. Not many people were coming. Gus Greenlee, the Pittsburgh Crawfords owner, as I said, established this new Negro National League in 1933, and he lost $6,000 on the Crawfords, but he had some money and helped other owners financially to keep the league afloat. I'm reading another fine book. The title is Shades of Glory, The Negro Leagues and the Story of African American Baseball by Lawrence D. Hogan, 2006. And he wrote this, quote, "As early as 1933, black entrepreneurs and writer David Hawkins recognized the importance of placing black teams in a major league setting, promoting a doubleheader at League Park in Cleveland, whose real goal, according to Rollo Wilson, was to sell Negro baseball to white newspapers and white fans. And this led to white fans questioning the reality that African Americans were excluded from Major League Baseball and wanting them to be able to play in MLB. Black journalist St. Clair Bourne wrote this, quote, "When these guys came along and started playing this kind of ball and people saw them here at Yankee Stadium, people would come out. I always felt that had something to do with the gradual moving of blacks into baseball, because sooner or later owners were going to get smart enough to realize that the real part of baseball was green, not black or white." And this new Negro National League lasted until 1948, so that's wonderful. The manager of the Cleveland Giants in 1933 was Bingo DeMoss. DeMoss was born in 1889 in Topeka, Kansas, and died in 1965 in Chicago, Illinois at age 75. During his playing career, he was a second baseman, shortstop, outfielder, pitcher, and manager, associated with the Topeka Giants, Kansas City, Kansas Giants, Oklahoma Giants, West Baden Sprudels, the Chicago Giants, Indianapolis ABCs, the Bowsers ABCs, Chicago American Giants, Detroit Stars, the All Cubs, the Cleveland Giants, Chicago Brown Bombers, Brooklyn Brown Bombers. Between 1905 and 1945, he is considered the greatest second baseman of black baseball in the first quarter of the 20th century. He excelled in all phases of the game, was fast on the bases and quick in the field. He could make all plays and had quick hands. With Bobby Williams and on the Chicago American Giants, they formed a superlative double play combination. He often made the throw to first base under his left arm without looking at first base. He was a line drive hitter and best in the clutch and could spray hits to all fields. DeMoss hit .316, .316, .304, and .314 in 1915, 1919, 1926, and 1929. He hit .333 in Cuba in the Winter League of 1915 to 1916. DeMoss had superior back control, exceptional eye-hand coordination, was skilled at the hit and run, and a superb bunter. Jocko Conlon said that DeMoss could drop a bunt on a dime. He also played for Rube Foster In his career as a manager, he won 84 games, lost 31, 53 ties. And for his career, he had batted .236 incomplete statistics with 646 hits, 92 doubles, 18 triples, 4 home runs, 258 RBIs, 162 stolen bases, 364 walks in 779 games. Wow, what a career for Bingo DeMoss. Now the lineup for the Cleveland Giants, Clarence Palm was the catcher. They also called him Robert and Spoonie. Palm batted .250 with 16 hits and 64 at-bats. He scored 7 runs, had 4 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 10 RBIs. Palm was born in 1914 in Clarendon, Arkansas. He played for the Birmingham Black Barons, St. Louis Stars, Detroit Stars, Homestead Grays, Coles American Giants, the Cleveland Giants, Akron Tyrites, Pittsburgh Crawfords, Brooklyn Eagles, New York Black Yankees in Santo Domingo, and the Philadelphia Stars between 1927 and 1946. He was a mediocre defensive catcher with an average arm, a free swinger with good power, and a potent bat. In 1929, he hit .349, and in 1930, .315. Palm lacked speed on the bases. He played with Martin Dihigo for the Santo Domingo team in the Dominican Republic, and in Puerto Rico in the winter of 1939. For his career, Palm batted .273 with 215 hits. 105 runs, 24 doubles, 9 triples, 16 home runs, 122 RBIs, 8 stolen bases, 67 walks in 286 games. Clarence Palm. Clarence Lewis was at first base. They called him Foots. He also played shortstop and second base. Lewis batted .136 with 6 hits and 44 at-bats. He scored 7 runs and had 3 walks. Lewis played for the Birmingham Black Barons, Memphis Red Sox, Pittsburgh Crawfords, Akron Tyrites, Cleveland Giants, Cleveland Red Sox, and Nashville Elite Giants between 1931 and 1937. For his career, his league average, or recorded average, was .149 with 15 hits. He scored 14 runs, had a double, 2 triples, 9 RBIs, 9 walks in 31 games. And those are definitely incomplete statistics. Clarence Lewis. Bucky Williams played second base. They called him Bobby as well. Williams played for the Cleveland Tigers in 1928, the Cleveland Giants in 1933, and the Cleveland Red Sox in 1934. And for his career, Bucky Williams. Dewey Creasy was at third base. They called him A.D. Creasy batted .303 with 23 hits in 76 at-bats. He scored 10 runs, had 6 doubles, a triple, 11 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and 2 walks. Creasy was born in 1900 in Fort Worth, Texas, and died in 1984 in Los Angeles, California, at age 85. Creasy played for the Kansas City Monarchs, St. Louis Stars, Detroit Wolves, Washington Pilots, Columbus Bluebirds, Cleveland Giants, Philadelphia Stars, and Brooklyn Royal Giants between 1924 and 1940. He won three Negro National League pennants with the St. Louis Stars in 1928, 1930, and 1931. Creasy was a solid fielder, a good hitter with power. He hit .308, .326, .341, .318, and .327 his first 5 seasons, starting with the Stars in 1924. In 1926, he had 23 home runs in 89 games, batting cleanup for the Stars. In 1934, he was with the Philadelphia Stars and won the title with them. He served in the 25th Infantry in the First World War. For his career, he batted .280 with 550 hits, 306 runs, 89 doubles, 31 triples, 36 home runs, 292 RBIs, 30 stolen bases, 190 walks in 550 games. Dewey Creasy. Leroy Morney played shortstop for the Cleveland Giants. He batted .407. Wow. 24 hits and 59 at-bats. He scored 12 runs, had 7 doubles, a triple, 13 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and 4 walks. Morney was born in 1909 in Columbus, Ohio, and died in 1980 in Oak Forest, Illinois at age 71. During his career, he played shortstop, third base, second base, first base, outfield, and catcher. Morney played for the Monroe Monarchs, Homestead Grays, Columbus Bluebirds, Cleveland Giants, Pittsburgh Crawfords, Columbus Elites, Washington Elite Giants, New York Black Yankees, Philadelphia Stars, Toledo Crawfords, Chicago American Giants, for Monterrey in the Mexican League, the Birmingham Black Barons, and the Cincinnati Clowns between 1931 and 1944. Morney was bow-legged, a versatile infielder, a master at shortstop. In 1933, with 3 teams, he hit .419 and played on the East-West All-Star game. He was a 3-time All-Star during his 14-year career. During his career, he batted .256 with 241 hits, 145 runs, 39 doubles, 10 triples, 6 home runs, 126 RBIs, 17 stolen bases, 105 walks in 274 games. Leroy Morney. Wilson Reedus was in left field. Reedus batted .291 with 23 hits and 79 at-bats. He scored 9 runs, had 5 doubles, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, and walked twice. Reedus was with the Cleveland Browns in 1924, the Cleveland Stars in 1932, the Cleveland Giants in 1933, and the Cleveland Red Sox in 1934. Wilson Reedus. David Simpson played center field. Simpson batted .091 with 1 hit and 11 at-bats. He scored a run. He was an outfielder, first baseman. Simpson played for the Cleveland Giants in 1933, the Baltimore Black Sox in 1933, and the Akron Tyrites also in 1933. He just had 1 year in Negro League baseball. For his career, his career average was .226 with 7 hits. He scored 4 runs, had 2 RBIs, a stolen base in 11 games. David Simpson. Lou Dials was in right field. Dials batted .342 with 13 hits and 38 at-bats. He scored 5 runs, had 3 doubles, a home run, 11 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. Dials was born in 1904 in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and died in 1994 in Modesto, California at age 90. His given name was Alonzo Odom. He's also known as Lou Diaz. He played first base, left field, right field, center field, and was a manager during his career. Dials played for the Chicago American Giants, Birmingham Black Barons, Memphis Red Sox, Detroit Stars, Hilldale Daisies, Homestead Grays, Columbus Bluebirds, Cleveland Giants, Akron Tyrites, New York Black Yankees, and for Torreon and Pueblo in the Mexican League, and in the Industrial League between 1925 and 1945. Dials was a good hitter with respectable power. He has 2 disputed batting titles. In 1931, he hit .382, and in 1933, .370. He played in the 1936 East-West All-Star game. He was a good first baseman, the first black American to play in the Mexican League. In 1939, he was the MVP in the Mexican League. He won 2 pennants for Torreon as a player-manager. He was with Lockheed in the North American Industrial League during the Second World War. He also played in Tijuana in California's Sunset League in 1950 at age 46. Dials got a degree in electrical engineering from the University of California and worked at Lockheed as an electrician. In MLB, he was a scout for Houston, Cleveland, Kansas City, and Baltimore. For his career, he batted .279 with 53 hits. He scored 24 runs, 6 doubles, 4 triples, 25 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 23 walks in 55 games, and very incomplete statistics. Lou Dials. Now the pitching staff, Spoon Carter was a pitcher. They called him Ernie. Carter batted .200 with 4 hits and 20 at-bats, and he had a walk. Carter was born in 1902 in Harpersville, Alabama, and died in 1974 in Birmingham, Alabama at age 71. His pitching record, he was 0-5 with an ERA of 7.11. 6 games, 5 starts, 3 complete games, 38 innings pitched, and 19 strikeouts for multiple teams in 1933. He was also called Ernest C. He's a pitcher and manager during his career. He played for the Louisville Black Caps, Memphis Red Sox, Birmingham Black Barons, Akron Tyrites, Cleveland Giants, Pittsburgh Crawfords, Cleveland Red Sox, for Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic League, Philadelphia Stars, Toledo Crawfords, Indianapolis Crawfords, the Newark Eagles, and in the Mexican League, and also the Homestead Grays from between 1932 and 1939. He As a pitcher, he had good control. In 1943 and 1944, he won Negro League World Series titles with the Homestead Grays. They called him a zany hurler. He also pitched in the Cuban League. For his career, Carter was 38 and 27, 121 games, 66 starts, 33 complete games, a shutout, 5 saves, 598 and a third innings pitched, and 256 strikeouts. Carter batted 186 with 44 hits in his career. He scored 23 runs, had 6 doubles, a home run, 19 RBIs, and 15 walks. Spoon Carter. Bill Harvey was another pitcher. They called him Lefty and Willie. He batted 6 times, did not have a hit, and scored a run. Harvey was born in 1908 in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and died in 1989 in Baltimore, Maryland at age 80. For his pitching record in 1933, he had no decisions, 3 games, a start, 8 1/3 innings pitched, and 3 strikeouts. Harvey pitched for the Pittsburgh Crawfords and Cleveland Giants. During 1933, he was a pitcher outfielder during his career, playing for the Memphis Red Sox, Cleveland Giants, Pittsburgh Crawfords, Cleveland Red Sox, Toledo Crawfords, Indianapolis Crawfords in the Mexican League, and with the Baltimore Elite Giants between 1931 and 1947. In 1935, he threw a one-hitter for the Pittsburgh Crawfords, a 13-inning 1-0 victory against the Homestead Grays in Washington, D.C. He also beat Bob Feller 5-3 in the Los Angeles Hollywood Stadium in 1939 in the California Winter League. He also hit a triple off of Bob Feller. He once hit 3 home runs at Yankee Stadium. He spent 5 winters playing in Puerto Rico, 3 seasons in Mexico for Monterrey and Tampico. He was in the 1943 East-West All-Star Game and had 3 shutout innings. In 1950 with Youngstown, he played in the Mid-Atlantic League at age 42. Harvey was a dapper dresser, a ladies' man, and frequently fined for violating curfew. For his career, he was 18 and 31 with an ERA of 5.44, 91 games, 48 starts, 27 complete games, 3 shutouts, 2 saves, 428 and 2/3 innings pitched, and 182 strikeouts. For his career, he batted .233 with 73 hits. He scored 43 runs, 13 doubles, 6 triples, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases, 41 walks in 161 games. Bill Harvey. Now, for 1933, the Pittsburgh Crawfords were considered champions for the Negro National League or Negro League Baseball. The runner-up team is considered the Coles American Giants. The top hitter in 1933 in the Negro Leagues was Josh Gibson for the Pittsburgh Crawfords, and the top pitcher was Leroy Matlock, also with the Pittsburgh Crawfords. So that's the story of the 1933 Cleveland Giants. They had kind of a tough year, but they were our guys. They played for us. They played for Cleveland. God bless the fellows who played for the Cleveland Giants in 1933 and everyone else associated with the team, including the fans, especially the Civil War veterans, Spanish-American War veterans, and First World War veterans. Captains of the Cuyahoga, lovers of Lake Erie, Terminal Tower Power, fans of the Free Stamp Statue and the Fountain of Eternal Life, Euclid Avenue Electricity, Severance Hall Stalwarts, Cleveland Museum of Art enthusiasts, Christmas Story House, happy people, First Energy Stadium friends, Progressive Field pals, Quicken Loans Arena enthusiasts, Tribe, Browns, Cavs, Munsters, and Gladiators rule. Cleveland, City of Champions. Cleveland is the best location in the nation on the north coast of America. New York is the Big Apple. Cleveland is a plum. Before you know it, it'll be opening day 2019. This is our year. Go Tribe. Thank you so much for watching. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care, and I'll see you next time.